You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
Hey everybody, how we doing out there? Welcome back to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
What's up?
I'm still on vacation. Remember last time we recorded? I was on vacation.
Wow,
still on vacation.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I know. Pretty great.
Sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. Had a good vacation. The annual trip to Gen Con in Indianapolis. So that was a lot of fun. The big board gaming convention. This is probably the 10th year we've went. Had a good time. Some everybody from our Dragon Age group went except Jesse. we gotta get him to go. He needs to go. I think he would be like shocked. but yeah, Cody, my Eric went, and his son-in-law Cody. I asked him if he'd ever been to anything big like this. He's like, I've been to the mall.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, holy smokes. He had the time of his life. Like, that guy was, he had never seen anything like this. And we did it all. One day he went to the con, which is like insane huge. It's really big. They fill that whole convention center and just goes on and on and on and on. Everywhere you go, there's people playing games everywhere. And if you walk a little further, you go into Lucas Oil Stadium also, and that whole football field is people playing playing board games, and it's just insane. It kind of sure blew his mind. And we did things too, like just things he doesn't do. We went to eat at, we took him to Rathskeller's German restaurant, and I got a bunch of flight of beers. He's trying all my beers and having a big beer, and he had grown his hair and beard really long for the last year in anticipation he was gonna like get a cosplay or something, which he bought he had really long hair and beard by the time it happened, and he got a cloak and everything. He was all excited. Then we went to see Fantastic Four in real IMAX at Indiana Museum. And I mean, it was insane. He had never seen anything like that. And, he's like, this is the biggest day I've ever had. Like, just wow, crazy. So that was very great to watch it through somebody else's eyes that had not been to something like this. We've been doing it constantly. But it was pretty awesome. I loved Fantastic Four even more the second time, seeing it in IMAX, because it was just like colorful and freaking huge. Galactus in IMAX is a big fella. And yeah,
do you guys stay at the same hotel every year now? I mean,
every year we have stayed every year.
As soon as you arrive, you book for the next year. Is that what you do? Or?
No, you can't. No. They have a lottery. You have to do, and the last couple of years, I had not even everything's gone in about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like you do a lottery to see what time you can book your hotel, and supposedly it's random or whatever. It starts at noon on a Sunday in May, or so whatever month, maybe I think it's March or April. But anyway, and then you get a random time. Well, the last couple of years, I got a time that was after those 2.5 hours, and I literally could not get. I had to go outside of the system and do it, just as a regular person, go not out of their block that they have reserved. And it cost me more money,
Right.
to get the same hotel. So this year I was all excited because I got a decent time. I got 12.25 or whatever. I was going to be able to book a hotel, and kind of annoyed me that Eric, who has only went one other time, he got like 12.05. It should be by seniority, I think. There's guys that have went 40 years, literally every year for 40 years, and they don't even get it.
You should have to roll for it, I would think.
Yeah,
that exactly. I would win if I did that. Yeah, and Eric would lose. But anyway, I said if we were going to go for it, this year, since we both had slots in the 12, we could have got one of the downtown hotels that is literally connected by a skywalk to the place. But it's just so grossly expensive. It's just a real waste of money as far as I'm concerned. So we stayed at the same the Holiday Inn at the airport opened the first year that we went. And so it's 10 years old now.
Yeah.
But it's never failed us yet. And it's always very nice. Anyway, yeah, we did it all. We watched movies. We played a bunch of games. Nick got to be in his unmatched tournament that he's done the last couple of years. We got to try out that new Star Wars game that is in the same system as Memoir 44. I have a bunch of that World War II game, but this is just now it's Star Wars, and they've kind of switched it up a little bit. And it was really fun to play. And they had a giant version.
You sent pictures of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a giant version of it there that was kind of cool. I wish I could have bought that. But anyway, it was one of the hot items that, we were able to get. We actually got a couple copies. Nick and I each bought one. So, because you can combine it together to do like this cool, they'll have special scenarios for a big version of it. If you combine them, that's how they get you. But it's really nice. And went saw Critical Role on Saturday night.
Yeah,
we went with that took these Eric's wife and daughter went with us also, and they just shopped and swam in the pool and stuff while we were out. So we all went out to dinner that Saturday night for hot pot, which we'd never had, which was really fun and good. It's like you have a little, you have like a electric griddle at your table and a grill, and you're making the food yourself. But it was good. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Why am I paying all this money if I have to cook it myself?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We were kind of nervous because they're like, just order all the meat you want, and the server's like, no, order more. And I'm like, I've ordered every meat I've ever heard of. I've ordered all the stuff, And she's like, oh, that's just a little bit. I was like, well, it says it's $250. She's like, yeah, but that's 6 people. It was a flat rate. It was like $35 a person. And it's just, you could eat as much as you want. So she was just saying, order as much as you want. You're going to eat it.
What else you got back there? You got some turtle back there? What do you got back there?
They had some ribeye and every kind of steak you could think of and all kinds of stuff. It was good. And then, we ate at a place that was real close to the event center where Critical Role was, and that was awesome. Like, I kind of knew we were going and hadn't thought much about it. I kind of had just bought the tickets because they were going to be there, and they never are anymore. And I was like, oh, let's do it. And I'm so glad I did. Like, it was just really cool to just go in there kind of absentmindedly, just like, oh yeah, this is just the next thing we're doing. And then it was just such an epic event,
Was it they were playing something, or was it like a Q&A?
They were playing. No, they were playing. They were doing their show. And they've been all over the world in the last year, and because it's their 10th anniversary, and they just got back from Australia, and they're only doing a couple shows in the States. And I got tickets months ago for it, but yeah, they came out with a new system because they separated you know, Dungeons and Dragons has went through a bunch of stuff lately, and they wanted to come up when they kind of there was that Dungeons and Dragons falling out several months, a year ago or whatever, and they kind of saved themselves, but everybody kind of started coming up with their own systems. So Critical Role came out with their own gaming system called Daggerheart, and they're transferring to it. Basically, it looks like that what their next game will be on their system. Go figure. And they were selling it at Gen Con, and they played some of their they've run 3 campaigns so far in the last 10 years. They did 3 campaigns, and in the last 12 years, I've done 1 because I just keep doing the same one. But anyway, they just finished their 3rd one not too long ago, and in the 3rd one, he had tied all the groups together. So literally in the climax, they're each playing 3 characters, basically. Like they just keep changing their voices and do it. It's really amazing to watch. So they did that here. They kind of did a fill-in session, and they used their new system while playing multiple characters themselves, and did just this side story thing that was really fun. And the event center was just built this year, and it was really nice. So just a phenomenal time. And it was like their sessions go on forever. So like we got there right as it started at 7, and it was really cool because they made their announcement that while we're standing there live with them in the room, they announced that they were when campaign 4 starts. So that was like all over the internet afterwards, but it was just neat to be there. It starts at for 2nd of October, and that Matt Mercer's not going to be the dungeon master or game master or whatever. It was going to be somebody else, and then he was there as Brendan Lee Mulligan, which he's another Dink famous dungeon master.
Yeah, I saw that that news come by, like new host or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. So,
but Matt's going to play.
Do these things go out live as they're playing, or are they edited?
No. Well, normally, yes. What they used to, they were famous for playing live. Like that's what you did on Thursday night. They played live, and everybody there's chat room, and like 500,000 people would watch them play live until COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started recording their sessions, and they've never stopped. It became way too convenient. It's kind of the same reason we don't do this in the same room anymore.
Right.
We all changed with COVID. So they started recording their sessions, and these live ones, the one I saw last Saturday, you could watch in theaters this weekend.
Oh, okay.
In theaters.
Yeah.
Like people go and watch the session. But anyway, that's about their turnaround, is about a week. Anyway, it was from 7 to midnight. They played for 5 hours. It was awesome, and everybody was really cool. But anyway, yeah, watched a bunch of movies. Watched Fantastic Four again up there. We saw Naked Gun, with Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin's son.
Right.
It's pretty good. Saw Sunday, Nick was flying from Indianapolis to the beach to spend this week with his mom and siblings on vacation. And so that afternoon we killed watching Sunset Boulevard's 75th anniversary in the theater, which was, I'd seen the movie before, and I liked it better in theaters, and it was a awesome chance to do that. And we decided we're going to watch a bunch of Billy Wilder movies this year. Then what was it? I saw something else. What else did I watch? Oh, I just watched Cliff. I had a double feature yesterday. Have I seen a movie you haven't seen yet that you should be? I can't believe you haven't seen.
Probably. What is it?
Freakier Friday.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Yeah.
That's amazing. I can't believe you didn't go see that yesterday or even today. What's the matter with you? I
I
thought
don't
that
know.
you're the
Yeah.
freakiest. This is the freakiest Friday. You could have been watching it.
Today could have been the freakiest Friday. Yes.
I
So,
watched that and Weapons. The guy that did Barbarian, his new movie, which, well, I have thoughts on that, and I really hate that. Can't talk about it. Jordan, you should watch Weapons. I think you would enjoy it. I think you would enjoy the subtext. It's well done.
Like Barbarian a lot.
Yeah, you like Barbarian more than I did, and I like this more than Barbarian. So, um, anything else on my list? Oh, I went to the 25th anniversary uh session they had. It was just there's a million things you can sign up for, but went to the 25th anniversary of Green Ronin, the company that made the Dragon Age role playing game and Fantasy Age and the Expanse, a lot of stuff that I've played around with. But it's the system we run, and I know that these people from over the years have talked to them, and uh, they did a use their age system for a thing with Laura Bailey from Critical Role, and Will Wheaton ran it, and I got my book signed by Laura Bailey several years ago, and it's just like they were just celebrating their 25th anniversary, and um, it was funny because I got to tell them, it's like we just started our 12th year of our Dragon Age campaign, which everybody in there was like, "Wow!" I was like, "Now I'm really gonna blow your mind." It will mean nothing to you guys, but I said we have still not gotten to the Battle of Ostagar, which is like a very momentous thing that happens in the first Dragon Age game. And there's been 4 games over the last 20 years. And I told the guys in the group, I was like, I'm going to say something. We haven't got to something, but I won't tell you guys what it is yet because we are going to get to it. And I was like, it'd be like saying we started our campaign in the year 2000. It's been 12 years and we haven't got to 9/11 yet. It's like, what are we waiting on here? Anyway, it was neat. And they have a online show they do that they want me to come on and tell about the campaign. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. It was a great trip. Got back here and just been reorganizing stuff around.
I was going to say, what did you buy?
Oh, so much stuff. So much. Just I only bought one board game. Nick bought some. He's a sucker. Like he just can't help but buy the newest hotness or whatever. I made the mistake of pointing it out. I was like, "Oh, that's the hotness right there." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Well, I was like, "Don't buy it." It's like, wait, and like, let's look it up and stuff. I'm just telling you, that's the thing,
Yeah.
and that's, and he bought it the next day. He's like, I watched videos. It was good. He's like, I bought every bell and whistle too that I bet you did. Like, I guess I'm playing that game. But I bought a ton of terrain and stuff, a bunch of books, which is what I went there for. I was hoping they always have new stuff. And it's great. It's all stuff I needed to advance our story and our things. But I ended up like Nick's old bedroom. I tore everything out of there, and that literally all I have in that room now is just terrain.
I thought that's what you were doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I tore everything out of there, moved everything in there, so it's all in one place. I got a nice table and everything in there. It's a lot more efficient. So it's a good time.
Yeah.
And if I could just get everybody to stop sending me AI stuff. I'm getting bombarded with AI stuff everywhere I turned.
Oh yeah.
So yes, they won't stop, but it'll be all right. Did you went to a show? Yeah. or a store or something?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, I mean, it was just another day on the Ohio Toy Trail.
Oh, that's right.
So, yes, friend.
You need a drop for that, like a.
I know.
The
Yeah.
Bonanza theme or something.
Oh, that'd be good.
Have
That'd be good.
the Ka-Pow fist catch on fire.
Trail.
Vintage.
Yeah. My friend of show, Russ, who has been on the show a few times, he was having a birthday, turned 50. Last weekend before, 2 weekends ago. And he didn't want a birthday party or anything, I guess. So I was like, man, what are we gonna? We got to do something. Let's go on a toy hunt. And he was like, okay, I'm down for that. So on his actual birthday, his 50th birthday, happy birthday. We you do what you do on birthday. You want to feel young again and go have a good time. So we hopped in the car and we brought his son, Christopher, who is, I think, 9. He's a big Transformers fan. And we took Christopher and headed north. Stopped at a couple I had never been to before. Stopped in Dover and I think New Philly, which are right next to each other in Ohio. But went to Scott's. It's like Scott's Toys and Collectibles. I think they have a booth at the Dover flea market, and then they have a little, well, not that little, but they have a store also. So that we stopped at the store that morning, and it was really nice. Well organized, lots of variety. Had some nice vintage, a lot of vintage G.I. Joe in there. We were there for a good while, kind of looking around, going through some bins, and Russ found a few things. Guy was real nice. And then after that, we headed over to the flea market to go to the booth. We were there for a little while. He bought some more things. Him and Christopher did, I think. I think he bought a Psykill GoBot that was in really good shape, one of the bigger ones. So we did that, and I almost picked up a Mad Murdoch to go with my Mr. T, but he was a little beat up for the price, so I let him lay. And then after that, we kind of got in the car, and he was like, okay, because I was just like, wherever you want to go. And he's like, well, I don't know. So when we got back in the car after the second stop, I was like, I know where we're going next. And he's like, okay. So we headed up to Canton, hit up Happy Pappy's action figure extravaganza, and super cool store again. Been there several times now. Clifton that owns the store. He remembered me because I've been in there a few times. Remembered that I wasn't from there, but he couldn't remember exactly where. Had asked me as we were talking about some stuff, but yeah, I was like, we pulled up there, and it's in kind of like a little strip mall thing, and right outside of Belden Village, and we were getting ready to go in, and I was like, oh, Christopher, you're gonna like this store. And Russ opened the door, and he took like one step in, and he's like, whoa. So he really likes Transformers, and they have an entire case of loose vintage and some modern in there, Transformers and GoBots. So he pretty much, I think, for the most part, spent the whole time we were there, and we were there for a little while in front of that case. But Russ found some cool stuff, some cool figures on card. Some 90s stuff. He was like, wow, because he has done some work with Rob Liefeld before, and he picked up a couple things for him. He was like, well, I'm going to get this signed and some cool stuff. I picked up, I got lucky. There was a Superpowers collection on card that had just came in, he said, like the day before. And so there were some figures that I wanted, I didn't have. So I picked up like, what did I pick up? I picked up the Jay Garrick Flash. I picked up the Batman, where it's Bruce Wayne's head in the Batman outfit. He has the cowl pulled back. More recent figure. And then I got, I think, one more. Oh, I got the Atom. Yeah, I got the Atom. So I was pretty happy with that. I think Christopher got a pretty big Transformer. And some other things they bought. Christopher has a twin sister, so Abigail got some stuff too, some vintage stuff, Care Bears, and I'm not sure what all, but he had quite a pile going. So we had a really good time at that store. I was talking to the owner, and he was telling me that he just signed the lease for the space next door to him, which is a larger space. So his store was very full, the fullest I think I've ever seen it. And he was super excited to tell me that, and was like, yeah, we're moving next door to a bigger spot. And I was like, man, congratulations. That's great. I'm glad he's doing well and can do that. So then after that, we went over to, if you're familiar with the area, went over to Belden Village down the road, stopped at Mulligan's restaurant, kind of a pub, Irish pub thing going on. I've ate there for many, many years. I hadn't been there for a while, so we had lunch, had a big lunch. It was very good. We
were up there a couple, it was just a month or so ago. We ate at some barbecue place. That's not the same place.
Was it BJ's?
No.
No,
it wasn't it. I can't. It was like you go past the mall, and it's like when you get up to the light, and you're going to like go around. It's like on the corner there.
Oh,
I forget the name of it. It's like has something to do with the military or police. Like it's that kind of theme or whatever. But it's really good.
It was good.
Really, very tasty. Absolutely.
Yeah. So after that, we hopped right, a football field away, and stopped at Sir Troy's. We'd all been there before, and shopped there for a little bit. This is a super cool store. It's big box retail style store, and just reminds me a lot of Toys R Us. It's got that kind of that vibe to it. So Christopher got some Legos. He was really excited about. Then we had a really good day. That's just so fun for me, and to go to a toy show or hit some of these vintage stores, especially if I haven't been there before. It's a good time. I always come away with good stuff and happy to frequent them with our business. So so we did that, and then last weekend, Alicia and I talking about local stuff up in Columbus, Dublin, Ohio. Dublin has the world's largest 3-day Irish festival. It's in Dublin, Ohio, at Kaufman Park. It's enormous, and we went a couple years ago and just had an absolute blast. So we went up Saturday, met my cousin Matt and his husband, also named Matt. And we hung out there, went to the Irish festival. Guys, there's another North Market. So there's another location actually in Dublin. So after we were done at the Irish festival that day, before we went back, we needed some dinner. So they took us down there, and it's really nice. Really good food, had some drinks, and kind of chilled out for a little bit. But yeah, highly recommend that festival. It's once a year, usually right around the 1st of August. And if you're in the area, it is totally worth it. Thousands of people, but so many things to do, so many stages and activities happening, all kinds of music, rock. It's all Irish based, but rock or traditional Irish music, and they have everything from spoken words, on stages to Irish dancing, and it's just really neat. So that is what I've been doing.
Russ's wife actually stopped in the comic shop the week before his birthday, and she was like, "How often does he come in here?" I'm like, I'm sweating a little bit. I kind of answered, and she's like, "How much does he normally spend?" I'm like, "I can't. That's like attorney-client privilege." She's like, "He's not in trouble."
Yeah. No.
She wanted to get him. She's like, "I just want to give him a gift certificate." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought she was.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's personal information right there. We don't want to incriminate anybody. But
there's a lot of guys listening to this sweating what you had told her. Like, yeah, what's he telling, our significant others?
Yeah, because I know my wife has done something very similar multiple times. I know she calls down there on like birthdays and stuff, and it's like asking Jordan if I've got anything pulled back, or what I'm reading or buying or whatever. So yeah, it does happen. But with good intent.
Right. It's all for the greater good.
Yeah.
I had a couple of TV shows I thought I should get to before they get way too old. Got a few more minutes here. The King of the Hill reboot has started on Hulu. I feel like we've talked about that show before, but none of us were real big fans.
Breaking news on this. I have breaking news.
Okay.
Because I just discovered this yesterday that had come back. I mean, I knew it had. We had talked about it was coming back. But yeah, you were saying we weren't big fans, but I really did not hardly watch that show. Like, I had seen a handful of episodes. I knew who Bobby was and Hank, and that it's a Mike Judge show. But I got the drift, basically, and just never kept watching it. So I was like, I'll watch this new season because I know that it's going to come up on the podcast. Boy, was I right. And I just finished the 9th episode today. I was, that's a great sorting minis and terrain show. It's you just let her ride.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of people's comfort show. I think a lot of people.
I got great comfort. It isn't even a show I watched, but I got great comfort watching it. Like, it is that type of show that you could just binge, and like it's perfectly enjoyable. At least this version of it is. Like, I really enjoyed it. I still have an episode. Honestly, I don't know how many episodes there are, but I watched 9. But
there's 10 total.
Okay. But shocked to find out that Ronald P. Tramp is a ripoff, total ripoff. No one told me this. And I did not know from my limited watching.
I would say maybe
that cadence is an explicit ripoff of that one blonde guy, like 100%. It's not, Ronald P. Tramp is not that guy, but he talks like that guy. He has that cadence. Everything he says is so Ronald P. Tramp.
I would say there are certain things from the Boomhauer character, and also combined with certain things from the Dale character that
the conspiracy theory, but the way he talks is that Boomhauer guy 100%, and it was like really threw me for a loop. Like, it's so much. I was like, I did not know that this was a total ripoff.
Yeah, King of the Hill was actually, that was a show we watched a lot of. And it is like, we always liked the show. We kind of we drifted away from it in the later seasons. At one point it got canceled, and then it came back on ABC. We didn't watch any. I haven't watched any of those. But in fact, Cooper, he's been preparing for the new season, because that was it was a show he grew up on. So he's been doing a rewatch, and I talked to him the other night and over at his place, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready for the new season." He said he just finished all the episodes.
Yeah, I like watching that. Seeing a well-adjusted Bobby. They grew up and he's just like, you know, he grew up all right, you know.
He's not a boy anymore. Well, that man ain't.
Yeah,
I was basically the same way. I watched it when it premiered, when it was, the hot new thing, and I watched it not religiously, but a lot, and then just kind of got out of it. So I hadn't watched any of the reruns in syndication, so it's been ages since I've seen it. But I'm like, I could watch more of that, and I'm about halfway through
I've seen
this new season.
the Thanksgiving
really
episode.
Right.
That's about it. And I didn't love it. I did not love that Thanksgiving episode. So I was happy to get this. Is all way better than that Thanksgiving episode. So
and I didn't even know they're coming back from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's how the first series ended with him leaving Texas. Or as Peggy, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I didn't know her character. Like, that's how much I did not watch that show. I didn't know what her deal was. And like how she didn't act like I thought she would. She didn't act like the normal kind of sitcom wife. She really thinks she's big shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know Stephen Root. I had recognized Stephen Root's voice right away. Is that what Bill or whatever his name is? And I was like, oh, that's Stephen Root. I didn't know he was on this show. And, I didn't know anything about it really. But I've thoroughly enjoyed this season and hope they do more. I don't want to go back and watch the old stuff, but.
Yeah, that first episode was like them coming back to America, and it was like, boy, times have changed. This doesn't even seem like.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
This isn't
what are we
going
to get? It did not. It was stale.
Yeah.
It was a stale take, but they pressed through it.
Yeah, we the first Monday or whatever when it premiered, we watched the first episode, and that we were kind of, Alicia and I did, and we were kind of like, yeah, okay. It's fine, and we haven't watched any more episodes yet. I was planning on it this weekend, but yeah. I mean, it was that was my reaction to it too. It was like, okay, it's fine. Like that first episode, I really noticed the lack of the Luann character that Brittany Murphy voiced.
I forgot about that character.
And I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, Luann was the niece that lived with them.
Oh, was she blonde, or she was in the Thanksgiving episode? Yeah.
Yeah, and her boyfriend, she marries Lucky, who was voiced by Tom Petty. So they both have passed on since then. Yeah. So they didn't bring them back into this show as recast characters. So
yeah.
Little dynamic.
It's good.
Yeah.
What else? What else you got there?
The other big cartoon news was all this South Park controversy, which when I canceled.
Yes.
I've watched South Park since high school. I stuck with it. I was on board.
Wow.
I still watched it, but I finally canceled my cable. I didn't watch some of the hour-long shows they did for Paramount Plus. So I'm like, now's a good time to cut ties. I don't need to keep watching South Park. And then all of a sudden, it's relevant again. It's on. Everybody has a hot take on South Park, and it's in the news again. So they've had lawsuits. They've had streaming rights issues. The White House is making statements about South Park. It's like, what year is this?
Yep. I watched the second episode today of the new season, and I just like that because they've got Christy Noem's face sliding off of her head, and she made a statement about something about them, like something about against women or whatever, and then the South Park page changed their profile picture to her sliding off face. they're like that's their answer. So we're just gonna make you that our profile picture. It's like I think I would give them enough credit, like that they are they're not liberal, but they're just like, I think they just hate the deal they're in.
That's their famous quote. They've said a long time ago, we hate conservatives, but we hate liberals even more. So it's like
Yeah.
we're equal opportunity. That's their whole deal. They're right down
Yeah,
the
whatever.
center is
Fuck
the
off.
idea. Okay.
But
But yeah, they've got enough money. You can't threaten them with anything. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they just took $1 billion or whatever from Paramount and then turned around and spat this out.
I think they did all this as like, just like said, you guys were jerking us around. How dare you? We're going to just be obnoxious and do whatever we want, which is great. But, you know, it's relevant. I'm watching it.
They are masters at you know,
they're master debaters.
Yeah,
that was the big take. That's an old joke, but they sure did it in this fresh episode.
I mean, that first episode, they were just rage baiting, you know, he who shall not be named, and he just, because they knew he would bite on it. They knew he's dumb enough that he would, you know, go 2 feet all in on it and make a statement.
I like this. The reason that it's relevant is because we are quickly all asking the question: who is too big to touch? Who is too big that they're going to actually receive any repercussions from this? Like, even as part of this, and they talked about it in the first episode about Colbert getting canceled and whether or not that had anything to do with Trump. You know, it's like, are they too big for him to do something? Like, if we punch him in the face, are we too big to be? I think they are too big, but it's like they want, you know, it's like they're daring. They're literally like daring them to do something. And I mean, that's why we're interested.
It's dumb potty humor or whatever, but there is a deeper thing here of like satire and, you know, the measure of a free society is, you know, free speech. And, you know, you can make fun of your leaders. We've always been able to do that.
Right.
Gerald Ford falling down the steps on Saturday Night Live. Like, that's always been a thing. And now we're questioning it. It's like, what? Yeah. What? That's scary. Why is the president watching cartoons? What does he care what a cartoon has to say about him? And because from a side of the political aisle that generally tells people that they can't take a joke, tells them they have too thin a skin, tells them, you know, F your feelings. Like, they normally tell you to suck all that up. And then, I don't know, when they get targeted, I guess there's another standard. That's what's the word for that? Hypocritical? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. I've heard of that. It's the whole Korean idea of, like, you know, he's the best golfer. He's this. We can't say anything negative about him anymore.
And that's the you know, absolute free speech. You know, Twitter can't ban anybody for hate speech or anything. We have absolute free speech. Well, not that. Like, well, then what are we doing? What are we doing?
So we'll just see if they are too big. If they keep on this. The second episode had more tiny penis Trump and Satan, and, you know, it's like, keep it going. I say you just keep it going and lean into it.
And I get the Colbert argument, you know, like, network TV is changing. Like, late night comedians aren't making money like they used to. It's not the institution it once was. But there's also some questions of timing and, you know, whatever. But so that's okay. You can maybe justify that. But I don't know. Any other sort of censorship is a little.
We just saw yesterday, with Disney settling with Gina Carano over, you know, after they fired her years ago for making idiotic statements, and here they are settling with it, so it looks like she wins. It's like, what the hell are we doing here? You're a giant corporation with more money than anybody, and
nobody has any balls. Nobody has any. It's all who's going to stand up. Who's going to stand up to this crap? That's it's all that. I again watch Weapons.
Treat. Can I insult Ironheart? Is that allowed? In this
I didn't even watch it. I can't make myself.
Cliff, did you watch it?
I watched it.
Oh, I didn't figure anybody else. So it wasn't terrible. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but a scene in it made me madder than anything Marvel has ever
Oh,
done.
now
or ever will
I'm
do.
listening.
I don't think anything from Marvel's ever made me mad. I've rolled my eyes at stuff. I've thought stuff was dumb or silly, but like this angered me. So I don't.
On your half birthday.
On my fake birthday, it ruined my fake birthday. Again, this character was just kind of shoehorned into the second Black Panther movie. Everyone was just kind of, no one had a deep connection to Riri Williams, I don't think. So okay, maybe this show we'll learn more about her. We'll get to know her more. Like, and I don't think a whole lot of people watched it, so I'm not going to spoil the very end. But like, she was almost the villain of this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand character development. I understand, where you start versus where you end. But so it starts with her cheating in college. She's getting paid to help people cheat at MIT. Which, okay, you're starting at the bottom, and then you become the hero. Well, no, she gets kicked out of college, and then she's like too good to just go get a job. She's a genius engineer, but she won't take a job anywhere because, like, I don't know why, because I don't know. So she starts pulling heists for a criminal, because for some reason she can't get work anywhere else as an absolute genius. So she's committing literal crimes.
Been there.
For a demon. She blackmails a guy for his technology who was just minding his own business. She shows up at his door and blackmails him. She lets a guy die so she doesn't get busted.
Yeah.
For being a traitor to the crew or whatever. She literally just lets a man
What's
die.
one more guy?
Right. Then she lets a guy go to jail for a crime she committed. And she's like, oh, that sucks. I should probably do something about that.
But she
does
didn't die.
Nothing. So this whole... this is only 6 episodes worth of content. And we're like, she just keeps getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, at some point she has to become the hero. She has to learn she's done something wrong. Oh, and the whole AI, her best friend, she resurrected as an AI and
That's
just
weird.
Oh
parades
my
her
God.
around without any concern to anyone else's feelings who also lost a friend. It's like, hey, here's my dead friend AI. It's like, what are you doing? So, okay, this whole time I'm like, you're a terrible person who's doing terrible things, but she has a chance at the end to become the hero. And does the absolute worst, makes the absolute worst choice, becomes even more of a villain. I'm like, what is this show about? I absolutely hated it. And it stirred into that whole idea of, like, the people who make these shows don't know the comics, which that's an online, you don't even know the lore or the canon or whatever. But, like, if you know the first thing about comics, you know the most hated storyline of the last 50 years. You know exactly what it is. And they basically paralleled that same story with this hero. And it's like, what? That's an absolute no-go for fans. They do not want to see that. And they just like, yeah, let's try this. And I don't know if enough people saw it to even get a second season to, like, actually ever redeem her.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so we're just ending with her being an awful murderous villain. So, cool.
Yeah.
Good job.
I was okay with letting a guy die. Murdering somebody, maybe. But AI? Come on. Kids watch that. Your kids who might have aspirations. Kids don't even do anything anymore. They watch other kids do things.
Yes.
They watch...
Unboxings.
What's that?
Unboxings and reactions.
Yes, they watch unboxings. They watch people. They want to watch people. They are afraid to have experiences themselves. They watch other people have experiences. I want to see and relate to this other kid doing something, trying something, because if I try something, it's cringe if I fail, and someone is probably videotaping me, and that'll become a meme of me trying something. So I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to watch other people do it. And what if you're like, your kid is like, I kind of want to draw. I want to create. I want to, get to, try to develop this skill, and they get down with a pencil, paper, and they start drawing something. And then you're like, hey, look at this art I made. Isn't that awesome? And they're like, fuck it. And they just throw their pencils in the trash and they never try again because they can't compete with that dad just made some bullshit on his phone and he said he made that. So what the fuck can I do? I might as well never do that. I'll just watch some fucking, video of somebody else doing it and never aspire to anything.
End rant.
I do have a feeling AI could have written a better season of Ironheart. I'll give it that.
Okay. All right. I take it all back. AI is good.
All right. I'll spoil it if you want to stick around.
Y'all do it. Yes.
So
I'm going to stick around.
Okay.
Stick around.
We will be back soon. That's all from Ka-Pow for now. Stick around if you want to hear the spoiler. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth, the real one. Bye forever.
All right, so they cast Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto.
What?
This
sounds fake. This is the AI one, right? Where this is the AI one story he came up with.
Like he's it was
Mephisto.
It's that whole he's the suave devil, and what comes in the diner is So he's the power behind the hood. He gave the hood his power in exchange for a whatever soul, I guess. But we've been wanting a Mephisto. We thought WandaVision was all about Mephisto. We finally got a Mephisto. So Riri has to work with what's her name? Zelma from the comics. Right. Doctor Strange's new apprentice they introduced in the last couple of years. So they introduced this new character because she doesn't think tech can defeat the hood, so she has to get into the mysticism and add some magic as well. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So by the end, Mephisto comes to her. He's like, wow, you did really good defeating the hood. It's like, but you could do even more. There's so much more you could do. You shake my hand. I'm like, okay, she's gonna stand up for herself and be like, I don't need your crap. I did this all on my own. No, she shakes Mephisto's hand at the end. She made a deal with the devil. I said, when Peter Parker made a deal with Mephisto to save Aunt May, everyone still complained. That's from 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And people still complain about that. Peter would have found another way. Peter would not have made a literal deal with the devil. And now we're repeating that same dumb mistake with a brand new hero. And it's like, oh, cool. So you didn't learn anything. You didn't grow in any way. You're just making even worse decisions.
Yeah, that's, I knew what storyline you were talking about. I could not believe that was going to be that exactly the same thing.
But it was a good scene. The final scene is her and Mephisto dueling it out. He's giving her and she's fighting back. I'm like, okay. And I was waiting for that big F-U, and she was really going to turn the tables. And she's like, okay, that sounds good. Like, oh my God.
What is happening? Yeah, it was a kind of, because they had the couple leaks or whatever from Brand New Day stuff coming out, and I was like, wow, it's funny that they still managed to get to that story without ever having to do that garbage, but that's because they were saving it for Ironheart. All right. Well, aren't you glad you stayed? I am.
Yeah. I got to relive it.
I hope that's not how King of the Hill ends. Let's not have one episode left.
I tell you what, Satan.
Oh, fuck. He would make a deal for more propane. Mm-hmm. He's like, what kind of fuel you running down there in hell? Not fucking charcoal, I hope.
Bobby. Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a comment. KPP can be found on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, or email Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast at gmail.com. Join our Patreon page to help support the show at patreon.com/udownwithkpp for special content and early access to episodes. We are grateful to anyone who chooses to contribute. Most of our content will remain free, so please click the thumbs up, like, share, and ask your friends. You down with KPP?